On a bright, clear day, a group of tourists stepped into a cave for an adventure. Just minutes later, a terrifying flash flood hit. It swept away their veteran guide, a man who had safely led hundreds of groups before. The tourists were left behind, lost and panicking. How could someone who knew every corner of that cave drown, especially on a sunny, cloudless day? This is a true story about the tragedy at Cueva Los Ángeles. May 30th, 1999, Utuado, Puerto Rico. Francis Reyes, 30 years old, a veteran guide who had led dozens of cave tours. He knew every crack, every narrow passage. Everyone trusted him completely. That morning, Reyes led a group of 17 people. Everyone thought it would be a fun, easy day. No one knew hell was waiting. Cueva Los Ángeles, a hidden gem deep in Puerto Rico's mountains. Shimmering stalactites, crystal clear underground pools. Beautiful, but always hiding danger. That day, the sky was perfectly clear. No one thought about risks. Reyes never got careless. He checked every flashlight, every rope, every helmet. For him, safety wasn't optional, it was a rule. The group stepped into the cave. Inside, the air was cool. Wet rock walls dripped water. Every echo sounded strange. Flashlights cut through the dark, lighting up massive shimmering stalactites and still pools. A mesmerizing underground world. A true natural treasure. Everyone was captivated. They moved deeper. The path narrowed. The light faded. The space closed in. The sense of adventure grew stronger. Reyes led the way. The group quietly followed into the darkness. Then, some started to notice. The tiny trickle of water underfoot was now flowing faster. Worry spread across their faces. Then, a strange distant rumble, heavy, humid, like the earth itself was groaning from deep below. Reyes froze. He turned, staring straight toward the sound. Suddenly, the water at their feet surged up, fast, very fast. The noise grew louder and closer, swallowing every bit of silence. At that exact moment outside, the sky was still sunny, bright blue. No one would believe what was coming, but underground water was rising, meter by meter, like a giant snake sliding through the dark waiting to strike. Reyes realized it instantly. He shouted, "Flood!" The flood was triggered by a storm miles away. Heavy rain poured down. Streams and rivers overflowed, merging into a powerful underground surge. It pushed straight into Cueva Los Ángeles. The water rose quietly without warning. Reyes yelled. The whole group started to run. They turned back, but the path was now a muddy, raging river. Rocks and branches crashed through. Screams echoed in the cave. Flashlights swung wildly. Water slammed down like a freezing waterfall. Everyone panicked, grabbing at anything. Screams mixed with the roaring water in a haunting chorus. In the middle of the chaos, Reyes stayed calm. He guided everyone, pushing them one by one to higher ground. He was their only support. Only one person was left. Ella Vasquez Gonzalez tried to climb. In a moment of panic, she slipped. Her body fell straight into the flood. Her flashlight flew out and vanished into the black current. Ella's scream echoed, then went silent. The whole group froze. Reyes turned without thinking. He jumped straight into the raging water. He swam after her, dodging rocks and debris. Finally, he grabbed Ella's hand. He pulled her back against the current. Using every last bit of strength, he pushed her toward the ledge. Ella, terrified and shaking, managed to grab the rock edge and climb up. Reyes, exhausted, tried to climb up too. But suddenly, a massive wall of water crashed into him. It slammed his body and swept him away. Only desperate screams were left as Reyes' silhouette vanished into the muddy flood. But that was only the beginning of a tragedy that would haunt all of Puerto Rico. Everyone screamed in panic. Cries and shouts for Reyes echoed through the cave. Outside, no one knew they were in danger. Hours passed. The flood slowly receded. 16 people covered in mud, exhausted and shivering, finally stepped out. They survived, but Reyes was gone. One person ran to get help. Hours later, the rescue team arrived. The cave water was still muddy and thick. Visibility was almost zero. Everyone was terrified, afraid another wave might come. The rescue team searched inch by inch. Finally, after many hours, they found Reyes. His body was wedged against a rock wall deep inside. His face looked peaceful, almost frozen in that final moment of courage. It took several more hours to bring his body out. A moment so silent it felt suffocating. News of Reyes' death spread across Puerto Rico. The whole community was in shock. Crowds gathered in the town square. People lit candles and held each other. Radio stations played tribute songs all night. Newspapers called him the hero of the darkness. Reyes' sacrifice wasn't in vain. After that, flood warning systems were installed at many cave sites. Checking upstream became mandatory before every trip. Guide training became stricter. Reyes wasn't just a guide. He became a symbol of bravery and responsibility. The one who chose to go back when everyone else only wanted to run. Caves and nature are always beautiful, always mysterious, but inside they hide dangers no one can fully predict. The line between an amazing adventure and a tragedy is razor thin. Just because the sky is blue and the sun is shining doesn't mean it's safe. When faced with danger, what would you choose, your own safety or someone else's life? If it were you, would you turn back and jump into that deadly flood, like Francis Reyes did?